So is it possible for you to win every single day? I think it is. However, you've got to have certain frameworks around that. So my background is in sports psychology. My name is Baiju Solanki. I'm a performance psychologist. So is it possible to win every day? So before I talk about that, whether the possibility and the structure, is how would it feel for you if you won every single day? You won on Monday, you won on Tuesday, you won on Wednesday. How would Thursday feel like? And sometimes we underestimate the feeling of winning to the impact of productivity and getting things done, and how much we don't get things done or we get drained when we're not feeling we're winning in life, winning in business or winning in life. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 key principles that you can adopt that allows you to win every single day. Now, if you win every single day, imagine what you can achieve. So let me tell you why I come up with the concept. With my background in sports psychology, is think about sport. In sport, there is one metric that measures success. So in football, it's more goals. In golf, it's fewer shots. In rugby, it's points. In tennis, it's sets. In cricket, it's runs or wickets. So there's a benchmark that's set by an association over here that when we go and play, especially elite people, elite athletes, go and play, they know the benchmark for winning. Now, in life and business, who sets the benchmark? You. You can set your own benchmark for how you win in life and how you win in business or how you win in your career. And what we sometimes forget is actually we've got more control over that than we care to believe. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of factors that are outside your control that impact whether you win big, win small, win at all. However, what we underestimate is our response to these things. But what I'm going to focus on today is the 5 principles that you can adopt every single day so you win every single day. Principle number 1, you define what success means. You define what winning looks like. So what does that mean? Well, winning one day could be making 10 sales calls, could be writing a report, could be creating some content. Or another day, winning could mean just binging on Netflix, going for a long walk, taking the time out. So you get to set the benchmark of what winning looks like. Now, we're not talking about winning winning the whole year, month. We're talking about each single day. So each morning you get to wake up and decide what winning looks like that day. Now, we live in a world where the way evolution works is we get to sleep. The darkness comes for most of us, and we get to sleep for 6 to 8 hours a night. Now, that gives us a perfect reset, a perfect starting point. So we go to sleep, bang, we wake up, bang, we've got 8 hours or maybe sort of 12 to 14 hours or 16 hours, depending on how much you're awake during that day, just to win those hours. And when we break it down to those hours, winning those hours, oh my God, so much can be achieved. So now you get to define what success looks like. So every day, you can say what winning looks like. Now you set the benchmark. We move on to principle number 2. Principle number 2 is you set this benchmark with purpose. There's got to be a reason. It can't be just willy-nilly. So let's say you run your own business and you've got various things to do during the day, and you have a big to-do list. Each single day, you can say, actually, based on what I want to achieve in a month's time or 2 months' time or 3 months' time, is what do I focus on today? What's the things I need to focus with purpose? Does it mean I've got to prepare some content? Does it mean I've got to reach out to certain individuals so I can set some meetings up? So the benchmark has to have purpose to it, because there's an end goal to it. It moves the needle in your business. It's not something that's random. Now, I would also say sometimes the purpose could be rest. So watching Netflix all day, or going for a long walk, or just having a 0 day. And a 0 day is a day you take off when you're supposed to be working, if you like. And a 0 day is something whereby you can have complete rest, you fill your own tank without any guilt. So principle number 2 is making sure that your benchmark of success has sense of purpose. And part of principle number 2 is you're setting the benchmark of what success looks like that day. And what you want to do is get the feeling of this. Is the end of each day, you want to say, okay, I've actually won today. Now, principle number 3 is going to talk about a tactic to show you how you can do this. Now, just want to put this to you. How many times have you worked during the day? You've been busy. You're doing lots of stuff. You've got a few things over the line, but you just feel you haven't achieved. You feel that you haven't got certain things done that you wanted to get done, because you're setting yourself up for failure. You are not being clear at the start of the day, actually, what is winning. You might have 10 things to do, but you might say, actually, there's several things in there, several priorities, but because they were number 8 or 9 on your list, and you just looked at your list chronologically, you didn't get to those things. So you weren't being strategic around what you need to focus on. And that means you win the day. And there's two reasons why setting the benchmark for yourself win the day is key. And number one, you move the needle in your business. So when you win the day, you move the needle in your business because things are happening, or your career, or whatever it may be. The second thing, which is underestimated, is you feel good. When you achieve something, you just feel good. Now, when you feel good, where's your motivation? It's high. Where's your sense of dareness? It's high. Where's your sense of courage and your ambition? It's higher. So imagine you won Monday. Imagine you won Tuesday. Imagine you won Wednesday. Guess what? Thursday, you're going to feel top of the game. You're going to feel great because you're already ahead of the curve, and you're coming up to the weekend. You think, actually, do you know what? I can achieve more. And you get a bit daring. So the energy that you've acquired during winning Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday means on Thursday, you're just ahead of the game. You're just even more. So you might have certain tasks to do Thursday, but because of that momentum you created, you can achieve more. Now we're moving on to principle number 3 and the tactic of how you win each day. Now we know that you can set the benchmark and you can set it at any criteria. One of the core principles I've used with my clients is setting 3 micro goals. Now, the reason I do this is look, sometimes achieving less at a higher standard is going to be more productive than achieving lots of things at a lower standard. And sometimes we get over capacity. I refuse to use the word busy. I don't accept my clients use the word busy. I don't want my team ever to say they're busy. What I want is productivity. I want accountability. I want consistency. I want discipline. And if they're busy, I'm thinking, well, busy doing what? Do the thing you're doing, right? And while you're doing it, just do it. Don't add up all the things during the day and get busy, if you like. And the key is to understand is that when you think about busy, a lot of people have this notion of overwhelm, of high anxiety, of stress. Let's lose the word and focus on productivity. So the key is to set 3 micro goals. But these 3 micro goals, there's 3 core criteria. And the criteria number 1 is that it's measurable. You know what you need to achieve. There's a number to it. Number 2 is that you can complete it in one day. So this goal, so you might need to write a report, but you might do some research for one day. You might do the first edit second day, and then the final draft third day. So a goal could be part of a task of a bigger goal. And the third principle of a micro goal is you're totally in control. So you're not relying on other people providing some information for you to finish. So don't set yourself up for failure at the start of the day. Set yourself up for success, meaning that you have everything you need to complete the 3 goals. The 3 micro goals that you choose at the start of the day means that you're going to complete it, they're measurable, and you're within your control. So you're guaranteed to hit these goals. And if you're going to guarantee that the goals, you're going to have a good day. You're going to win the day. And when you win the day, guess what? You feel good, you move the needle, and you get more daring, and you become more courageous. So the tactic I use with my clients and myself is, what's the 3 things you want to achieve each day? And again, it might be one thing, meaning I need to rest today, I'm going to binge on Netflix, I'm just going to go for a walk, and that's it, because you need to fill your tank. And that's okay, that's winning the day as well. Principle number 4, detach from the outcome, meaning focus on the process. You focus on the things you've got to do. You're not focused on the outcome. The outcome is going to take care of itself. You know, I have this philosophy that when you take an action, one of 3 things occur. You get what you want, you don't get what you want, or a miracle. And a lot of people don't get miracles because you don't even take the action. But when you detach from the outcome, you're free from focus on measuring yourself against the result. And when you work on the principles, the micro goals, where one of the core criteria is your total control, the outcome is irrelevant because you're focused on getting the thing over the line and getting what you need to get done. And when you detach yourself emotionally from the outcome, you're not saying my success is based on this. So let's say one micro goal is having 5 sales conversations. Now, technically, that's not a micro goal because yes, you can measure. Yes, you could achieve that in one day, but it's not totally within your control, meaning you need 5 other people to have a conversation with. They need to show up. So a better micro goal is creating 5 dials, dialing 5 people, or doing 5 reach outs. You're measurable, you can do that in one day, and it's totally within your control. The outcome in terms of someone picking it up and conversing with you, you can't control. So detach yourself from measuring. Part of your success is having the conversation. You do everything you can possible to make sure you maximize that occurring, but you don't attach yourself to the outcome. And principle number 5, rinse, repeat, adjust. So the key here is to review the day at the end of each day. Number 1, did you keep your commitment to the micro goals? Number 2, did you focus on the process and detach yourself from the outcome? Number 3, did you take a sense check of how you feel at the end of the day? Did you really feel good about the things, or did you set goals that actually were quite low hanging and not impactful? They weren't with purpose. Like principle number 2, the actual things that you set weren't with purpose. So you got stuff done, but it wasn't the priorities. It wasn't the things that got you moving needle. There were things that you could easily do. They weren't pushing your comfort zones, if you like. So the key is to look at those things. Now, you're going to get results, i.e. what you feel, and the outcome is to use those results as an adjustment of what to do next. The key here is this, is not to be perfect, but to be present. Be present in the activity, focus on the activity, avoid the distractions, and making sure you lean into that. You know, the key to winning the day is that it's about reframing your world and saying to yourself, actually, I can win every single day because I set the benchmark, you set the benchmark. And each benchmark you set every day can be more daring, can be more ambitious, can be more audacious, if you like. But what you want to make sure is don't set yourself up for failure. Don't have a massive to-do list on a Monday that you get so overwhelmed that by the end of Monday you already feel you've done a week's work and you're not in start of the week. And it's to set yourself up for success. Capacity and your confidence has a direct impact on your competence. So make sure you don't overwhelm your day. Make sure you don't have back-to-back meetings. Make sure you don't overstretch yourself and overcommit. And there's other videos I'm going to talk about how to say no more powerfully, how to stop people pleasing, how to set your own boundaries that allows you to set the benchmark for your day and not succumb to other people's demands and principles that don't impact you, that don't serve you. So as a closing reminder, number 1 is you set the benchmark for winning. Make sure you do that. Number 2, you get to choose the 3 micro goals. Choose the 3 things every single day that means you win the day. Number 3, focus on what you can control. Don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success to ensure that you win. Let go of all the noise. Make sure you focus on what you focus. Focus on the process, not the outcome, and focus on what you need to do and what you can control. And then show up again tomorrow. Do the same thing the next day. Might be a different goal, might be a different benchmark, because you get to control it. You get to control the benchmark. You get to decide what wins, and you get to see what winning looks like for you. I hope this helps. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.